Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Andrew, and this video is going to cover part 3 of the Gator series. Spoiler alert, it's getting a new engine, which you'll see later on in this video. We were constantly chasing overheating issues, and I think it's because there was a vapor lock in the cooling system. I lifted the front of the Gator up to try and let all the air bubbles go to the radiator. And I thought I had it licked, but I didn't. So then we bought a vacuum attachment for where the radiator cap goes. It's like a Venturi effect. You pump compressed air through and it pulls the vacuum. And we pulled all the hoses down and left a good vacuum on it for a while. And then we filled it up with antifreeze. Still was overheating. New water pump still was overheating. So it was something where I'd run it for 5 minutes at a time, topping off the radiator as it needed it. But in the end, I think it was just another blown head gasket. I think the engine's just warped and junk. Watch the video and then I'll get back to you at the end and we'll talk about which engine we're gonna go with. All right, so this was a bolt here that went into the block and it held the water pump on, but it was stripped out in here. So someone had been in here before. With all the problems this thing had, it's not a surprise because we found the 22 casing blocking that hose, all kinds of weird stuff. So what we did was we drilled it out and tapped it without pulling all this off, because we'd have to pull the clutch off, the bearing, the case, all that to get to this. So I decided to drill it in place and tap it out to 1/4 20, as deep as I could go without getting into the push rods up here. So this thing is in here solid now, and now our new water pump showed up in the mail, so we're gonna go ahead and install that. Alright, so on this installment of what is he doing to that poor John Deere Gator, we're going to do a 10-foot paint job. Or kind of like a, I don't even know if they're still around, but a Mako paint job. Something that looks good from 10 feet away, don't get any closer. If you walk around the Gator, you'll see spots like this right here where what I imagine is the powder coat. Got some rust behind it, and now you can see it's pitted pretty good. Still usable. I mean, it's a workhorse. It's not a beauty queen. We're gonna knock those bubbles off, expose that rust, try and knock some of that rust down. I already pulled most of the stickers, just some sticky stuff left behind. I'll go grab the spray paint can, and you can see how close this Krylon is to the original. Yeah, you can see how that's like an exact match. Go for it, I guess. So the goal with spray painting out of a can like this, probably like regular spray painting too, I'm no professional. I mean, I know this video probably contradicts that statement. I definitely probably look like a professional right now, but I'm not. But what you want is to try and get enough paint laid down that it flows nice and smooth, but not so much that it runs. And I think we're about there right now on this. Tell me that doesn't look better. Oh, hold on. Bad angle. Worse angle. Darn sun. We'll come back. Well, there it is. It's about your 10-foot view. I painted the plastics. I'm sure you can tell. Bed liner on the floorboard. Bed liner in the bed. Ended up doing a rubberized 3M professional grade, because that's what I am, professional grade, rubberized undercoating. And oh no. So I had another can of undercoating that was paintable, but then I also had this one which doesn't say paintable. Alright, again, professional. Undercoat and sound eliminator, paintable, rubberized, corrosion proof, and quick dry. So this is what we used mostly. Some of this is good stuff, but it doesn't say paintable. This does say paintable. We mostly used that, and we had a bunch of like the scuffs and the rust spot. You can see the rust spot's still there. I didn't want to go too heavy on it, but like a lot of the scuff marks are gone because we put that paintable rubberized undercoating down, and then we hit it with that green John Deere tractor implement. Same on the tailgate. And then same on this side. So I just kind of ate up a lot of the chewed up, rusty spots and the peeling off. I ended up grinding it with our wire wheeling, what I could get off, but that powder coat paint stuff is like plasticky. It's like it wants to melt more than it wants to come off of the metal, so. But overall, I think she turned out pretty nice. Everything's still drying. Normally I would test it with my finger and leave a fingerprint in it, but we're gonna leave it alone. Maybe for the first time in my life, I'm just gonna leave it alone, let it dry, let it cure. But the big question is, will it last? And if it doesn't, maybe it'll just end up camouflaged or something ugly, I don't know. All right, and one of the final touches for now on this Gator is some new latches. About a brain buster, man. Alright, so start by feeding it into that one. Then you got to get it just to the right spot where you can feed it into this front one. Right there. Alright, we're in. And it appears we have a bent tailgate. Done. Just working out, well, trying to work out the last of the air bubbles. Got the front raised up. The problem is the radiator on these is usually the lowest point, so air floats on top of water. So we've changed that. Now the radiator is the highest point in the system, so all the air bubbles should work their way up. And we need to top her off right now. Road is so narrow with this trailer on, pretty much either both of my tires have to touch paint or at least one of them has to be over the paint. I decided to take a kind of a scenic, unintentionally scenic back way route to the property instead of taking the interstate, and I don't know, it's working out fine, but it's tight and very hilly. A lot of engine braking. I don't know how that guy fits through here. So we got to the property about 4 p.m. But we had to park on the road because there is no access. And we have an approved permit for a culvert, but down there, and we're gonna do that one right. So over here, go get the excavator and we're gonna push some dirt on this thing. But as soon as I got here, I ran and got a little bit of camp set up because I heard the thunder. Now it's on us, so we got a dry place to go. I set up a tarp, cleared some brush, and then got my tent underneath. Get in the excavator and close the door and stay dry. didn't do this. I actually paid somebody to mulch this down. Well, enclosed cab for the wind. Let's clean up this trail a little bit and we'll get that culvert buried. Look what I did. So I was backing down here, kind of drug all this brush off. I was backing down here. I really wanted the trailer to be more like this. She's steadily sinking a little bit, but yeah, I was really just trying to put it down here to park it, knowing it'd be a little wet, not really dealing with it for a couple days. But I just wanted more space to get through here with the Gator, not all up in the weeds. But looks like she's gonna stay right here. That Raptor, I mean, you can see 4 low, rear diff locked, and a torsion in the front. Backed up pretty much until I put that bottom culvert into this tree to try and get a run and go at it, but there's no such thing as a run and go and muddy uphill with a, and this thing weighs 14,000 pounds right now, trailer weight included, 10,000 pound load. I threw together a little makeshift hasty culvert crossing here out of single wall stuff I can't really use up to code anyway, and didn't really build it wide enough, so pretty much just drug the trailer over it and broke it, which isn't a big deal because I can't use it for a road culvert anyway, so I'm just gonna have to use it somewhere in the property. This was just temporary to get that trailer onto the land and out of the road where it was sitting. So now our culvert's just 5 feet shorter. But the plan now, the Raptor can almost get that trailer up. There's just a couple little humps, and I could just dig the Raptor out a little bit, and yeah, maybe it'd pull right out. And it's got a winch on the front.
So all I did was just move some of the dirt because we dug down, made ourselves 4 holes. So just move some dirt around, which probably isn't gonna help, but we'll give it a couple more tries before we go to winching. As it sits here, it just keeps getting deeper and deeper, so this is obviously a horrible idea to put it down in here. But now we unfortunately knocked down those 2 trees, so we can come back and get a running start. Oh man, I should have kept it going backwards there. Making a bigger and bigger mess out here, so let this thing cool itself off, shut it down. We're damn near high centered anyway, so out of the hole. Now what we need to try and do is get the trailer up here on this high ground where there's foliage, and then we'll drop it and disconnect the truck. She's a little warm right now. Just give her a minute. Now what we want to try and do, we're not out of in the clear yet. We're out of the woods, as they say, because this is all still soft. So, and then once I tear it all up, I got to clean it up because my dad's bringing his pickup truck in here tonight and it's kind of low. So let's get busy before the sun goes down. We got to be easy because we don't want to go through that again. And my next winch point is gonna have to be the excavator, which I would rather not do unless I have to. Gonna go like this tonight. It wasn't supposed to rain all week, and then I hit rain about an hour away from here and it rained the entire way. So that's all truck there finally. All right, let's go clear this winch cable and reposition that tractor out of the way. Now we got that unstuck, let's get back to the Gator. One of the front tires was not holding any air at this point, so it was just time to change them. And what I could find locally was much smaller than stock. They were 20-inch tires as opposed to stock 22.5s, but they'll work in a pinch. Let's get them mounted.
Works every time.
When I lift this, will you pull the old wheel off? Slide the new one on?
Yep. There's a little washer in there. And the damn vine in the way. You alright? Hang on. Sorry. Okay, down.
There's a collar in the middle that needs lined up. So stick your finger in the hole on the outside. Wiggle it.
It's lined up.
Now you need to.
Alright, at this point in the day, it's been a long one, and you probably can't tell because you don't have a good vantage point of the whole wheel, but the valve stem got put onto the inside of the wheel. And we're about to learn that the hard way because we're going to rip it off on the suspension.
I don't know that I had it on there, I don't believe.
Bucks, they were the right out ones.
This one's
Popped off the bead a couple times. Grass and mud in there, we got it.
Yep.
Chance.
Now you got it the right side out this time?
I think so.
That's not good.
Valve stem. Wheel got put on backwards.
Ah, I didn't even look at that. I just grabbed it the way it was. Yeah, looks like Tractor Supply tomorrow.
And then the worst happened. The engine quit starting. I'm pretty much done with this engine. I need something reliable, and this obviously isn't it. So we're going to pull this engine and put something different in there. have gone better. Could have gone worse, but it also could have gone better. And as you can see, we already have it wedged in here, but that's for the next video, not this video. We're working on a couple other modifications, some stuff I haven't seen before. So stay tuned for that. But we're welding, or we've already welded some trailer hubs and spindles on the front axle. So now we can run the same wheels and tires all the way around the Gator, and it looks a lot better. But that's not for this video, that's for the next video. So stay tuned, and thanks for tuning in.